Greetings, everyone. Greetings, greetings. As you can see, a different day today. Sitting on the patio, on the porch, looking out at the mountain from a distance. No walking. It's raining outside. Again, raining yesterday, uh, continuously. So I decided to stay in this morning. But greetings. Hope you all are enjoying your beautiful day wherever you are. I try to make these videos short if possible. And I don't like editing videos, taking out this and adding that. If I made a video on the whole matter of this collision that I see coming, and that people are shouting across the mountains about, everywhere you go, except in the media, they're warning people, and it's not the poor people who are getting warned. When I say the poor, that 75%, 2/3 of the people who really should be warned. The 2/3 of the people who should be warned are not being warned. They're not paying attention. They're focusing on trying to find food to eat, clothes to wear. Some of them are not even doing that. Some of them are spending their money on Nikes and other designer products, and then complaining that they don't have enough money to go to the emergency room when their children get sick. I can't send my children to school unless he has a pair of Nikes on. But the children don't have to. Somebody else has to donate the paper that the lesson plan is printed on. Anyway, the people who should know are not being told, and the people who know and think that their six-figure income is going to save them from what's coming. The funny thing is that it's always the people at the bottom who survive. The majority of the people who survive in any catastrophic event are the people on the bottom. Next in line are the people who plan. And the planners today have set up offices in every continent, every large country. You might think that America and China are having this big war with each other, but many of the wealthy people in America have homes in China and Japan. And while their government, Warren Buffett will be arguing with his government about, he was pushing his government to get the best view from wherever in the world they're working. He's blaming China for guess what? He's got some gold put away in China, a house in China. But he can see China providing unless you go to war. And even if you go to war, Chinese will be able to survive. Even if we go to nuclear war, which we eventually will, no weapon that is ever created by man remains unused to this day. And I don't mean Nagasaki, Japan, across the planet. None have ever known of me. This, what you're seeing today, has happened before. And those scientists who know have been forced not to say anything. The evidence is in the soil. They know it. And people who think they're going to survive, the wealthy people, some of them will. And they have a plan, like the last catastrophe, to bring back the world to where it is today, over a stretched out period where they introduce technology slowly. But anyway, that's not something I'm dealing with. In a way, it is, but that's the intent. And there was a time in America and throughout the world, I remember this in Barbados, where mom and grandma were the doctors in the house. She said, even with broken bones, they can reset. That knowledge came with them from Africa. And it was passed down forever. Any disease that they ran into, they could find the bush, as they used to call it, somewhere in the island or anywhere in America that would fix it. But in the process of time, you got a group of people who saw opportunity. They were going to make money. Just like how they saw the opportunity to consolidate the food chain. They consolidated the medication, medical, doctor, the whole chain. And it began with this group creation of what they call the American Medical Association, and in England there's a different medical association, Barbados there's no medical. Everywhere they created a medical association. And this medical association began to make plans on how to consolidate. They put people in Congress to make laws that kept people from using local herbs and medicine to heal. They put out this falsehood that this voodoo that came from Africa, and we don't use it anymore. This is modern times. We have science. But your local, they essentially created an atmosphere where the generation after my father's generation, 40s and 50s, didn't find it appealing to be able to take care of their own children so at home. They fell for the trick with the American Medical Association. And they created also the American Dental Association, the Law Association, all of that. It's the same people in the same think tank that created this system. And I told you about think tanks already, how they work. Anyway, grandma was taken out of the treatment business, and one of the things that they did to help push the process along was they got a doctor, what they call a physician, put show the physician with his little bag going house to house, how great this guy was, family physician. And in the beginning, the doctors made house calls. And you didn't have to go to the doctor's office. The doctor came to you and looked at the baby in bed and prescribed some medication. And it worked pretty well. Sometimes the doctor even stay at your house for dinner or breakfast or lunch when you can. Then the next step in the process, they created doctors' offices, and they put multiple doctors in the office with equipment that they told you that all this equipment that the doctor needed to help diagnose the problems easier. The same diagnosis that the doctor was making, this equipment was doing it, and it was scientific. So you got groups of doctors coming together in one office, and anytime you need to go, this doctor will refer you to his partner. Okay. The next thing that happened was that they took these groups of doctors. Yeah, as I was saying before, my video went its own way. The phone just shut off. Anyway, yeah, they grouped these doctors together, and then the next step, they took all these groups together and put them into something called HMO and PPO and presented it to the public as a means of maintaining or trying to control the price of medical treatment, medical care. But the public didn't realize that they had made laws to make this happen. The Congress of the United States allowed them to implement these processes. Judges in America allow them to bypass the process of rights, force you to be a part of the system. Not only they forced the doctors into this position where they had to join these groups, but they bought out the hospitals and the manufacturers of medical equipment. They had joined together with the people. They had put their own people in. Well, it became one big organization where the hospitals were owned by the same people who own the medical equipment manufacturers, who owned by the same who own the same part of pharmaceuticals that produce the medicine, and all the other equipment that goes into medical care was controlled by them. And they had people in the Congress and on the board of the AMA controlling this process. Today now, we have a system where you go into the doctor's office and they tell the doctor, you cannot see this patient for more than 8 minutes. It used to be 20 minutes, but now it's 8 minutes. You have to prescribe this specific medication for this specific issue. You cannot prescribe something that you think will work, even though you know it will. Some medications we will go to the government that control that the secretary of whatever organization in the government that the AMA is under, and we would tell them this medication is made for this specific issue, and it's not supposed to be made for any issue. So if you're a doctor and you prescribe it for some other issue because you can see the makeup of it, because some doctors do that, they study the medication to see what's in it. Oh, I can use this in the case of so. Mm-mm. So now you have this organization controlling everything, and year after year the price is going up, where you as consumers, as you're called, cannot afford the medical care you need. Those who work and have medical insurance, the medical insurance, the cost is exorbitant. Those who don't make enough money to afford medical insurance no longer have a doctor that they can go to, because if you go into the office and you don't have the money to pay for it, you can't get treated. You go to the hospital to get treatment and you can't afford it, can't get treated. So a lot of people are dying because they can't afford to go to a doctor. And these people are some pushing the government saying, well, you gotta go and pay for all this cost. So now they fight over who's going to pay for medical care for everybody. And this train is heading towards a wreck. And while they have your money focusing on how you are unable to treat your children if they get sick, you want to have that as a part of the family. It was in the family. When you get sick, you don't have to worry about it, because you know grandma was there. And if your grandma didn't know how to treat it, somebody else's grandma did. All that's now gone. This uncontrollable change that they try to do so they can make the most profit from is headed to that junction where everything else is headed to. The food supply, this uncontrollable cost that keeps going up, because they're trying to make as much profit as possible on it. Weapons supply, they're making as much money of it, fomenting wars. It's all coming to the same junction that they can't control. Hopefully, you will pay attention to what's going on. Don't worry about what they are telling you. Thinking about your own future self, your own medical, how to treat yourself in case you get a cut or bruise, or even a broken bone. Learn how to do it. Going to need it. Have a great day wherever you are. Peace.